many people are saying we need another piece. And so this past week, Jake Fisher mentioned the team is interested in moving Maxey off ball a little more. We've had rumor interest in Tyus Jones and Malcolm Brogdon. And Philadelphia Inquirer's Keith Pompey has been pushing Dejounte Murray lately. So question for you guys, and all things considered with the salary that these guys have in our team, I got 4 options for you. So the names everyone's talking about. So pretty much swapping Morris for Brogdon, Covington for Murray, Covington for Tyus Jones, and lastly, signing Kyle Lowry when he's bought out. So that's potentially that. Apparently, the Hornets are going to buy him out when that trade is hammered away and done. But of all those moves, which one do you think would be enough for the Sixers,
if any?
If any, yeah.
I don't. The Kyle doesn't work for me.
No,
Kyle Lowry. No,
you don't like that.
I don't see why you would go after Kyle when you got Pat and Melton. I don't see where that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't see how that makes sense. I don't. You give up a bigger guy to go get another guy that's smaller than 2 of the guards you already have. Like that's older too. You know what I'm saying? Like the younger Kyle, yes. Older, I don't see why you would do that. I like Brogdon with size. I'm not sure. I think if I like Brogdon from the standpoint, I like him more as not a full-time point.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like him at the point. Like I said, I like Murray. I don't think we're going to get Murray. I just don't think that's realistic. No. I don't. I think that Atlanta will get better offers than what we're going to offer for him.
Than what we're willing to give.
Yes. I think it's going to take more than just picks. You're going to have to send a player that's going to fill his role a little more. Not just a throw-in player that's kind of not going to play, just a duplicate of players they already have. Even though like he would be the best fit as far as being able to handle the ball and getting Maxey off the ball. He's the best. I believe I said that he's the best fit. He's the most talented. Out of the names that we had, I do like Tyus Jones a lot.
I do. He's just so small.
Yeah, I mean, but he's a gamer though. I mean, he plays with those guys in Memphis. Those guys in Memphis aren't much bigger than Maxey.
No,
so
it's true.
Whenever he started there, they played well and he did well. So he's a guy that I think that could be a really sneaky good get. I mean, if I had to pick, I guess I would say Murray. If I would go number 2, I would say Brogdon, and then Tyus Jones, and then Kyle.
What about if we could get Caruso without giving up any of those? Batum, Rocco, Morris. Would he upend one of those guys?
Yeah, but I don't see Caruso coming in and moving Maxey off the ball. I don't see him like that. See him as a guy that can come in and play and help and be a guard that can play both positions. But I don't see him as a guy that you say, here, you got the ball, let's put Maxey off the ball. I don't see him as that type of player. Now, Tyus Jones, I see as that type of player that's going to run the team, and Maxey's going to play off the ball. And Murray, who's played point guard and started as a point guard in the league and made the All-Star game as a point guard in the league. Malcolm Brogdon, who's started and was Rookie of the Year as a point guard in the league. Mm-hmm. So, but I don't really see Caruso as that type of guy. Just put him at the 1 and move Maxey off the ball.
Yeah.
So you're not really concerned on who we would give up as far as like Rocco or Morris. Like you're just like, if it's a guy that we think.
I think if you're making that move, because you're committed not just for this year, but
Yeah.
you're thinking this is what's helping us accomplish what we need to accomplish and win the championship. So you're making that move for a reason.
Yeah.
So to me, you're making that move and you're giving up someone that you feel this new person coming is going to have a bigger role and be able to make a bigger impact.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because they were saying how there was like a dual report. One of the reports was we don't have a high registered interest in Murray like right now. And it was right now was in that quote. And then the next quote was Morey doesn't see as getting involved in trades at this point as an option. You wait till closer to the deadline. So I was like, so maybe he just saying that right now doesn't mean it at all. It just means today I am not going to make an offer for Murray. But could I make an offer for Murray on February 3rd? Sure, I can do that. Or January 30th or 31st? Sure. So I thought that was interesting. I'm like, okay, so he could still be.
Yeah, I feel that the Hawks' demand is high right now.
I think it's they said two firsts. I think right now
your demand is really high.
Supposedly,
yeah.
I think Tyus Jones is one. They want one first. I think they said we offer like multiple seconds for him. So we're definitely trying to keep our assets in place. Our assets in the seats. And then, but yeah, I don't think they're worried about it. I would, as long as, in my opinion, as long as we keep Batum. Batum's weird, man. It's a guy that I've always kind of wanted Batum because I think he's he fits with a lot of teams. He's like an older, like, Mikal Bridges type. I think Mikal Bridges almost fits on every team in the league. That's kind of like how Batum was like coming up. He's gotten older now, but he went from a guy I was like, oh, we're getting Batum, great. Like, we'll see how that works, to a guy that I'm like, man, how did we play without you at one point? Like he fits so well with what we do. And Joel just loves him. And even his stat line last night, I think he was floating close to triple-double land, wasn't he? That would be the guy I'm like, okay, like he stays. Morris and Rocco, I think, offer both great things and depth, but when we shorten our bench in the playoffs, how much is Rocco going to play with our current team, right? Like I don't know how many minutes he would get with our current roster. So it's like
you got a chance to get you got a chance to get Murray, and you wouldn't move Batum. Is that what you're saying?
If that's a deal breaker, I mean, yeah, I mean, I would in the end if that was like, okay, we have to have Batum in this deal. I doubt they're going to demand 35-year-old, Batum in that deal. I think that'll be more about picks.
Well, they may demand his salary.
But I think Morris has the highest salary out of those guys. So I think if anyone's going to be if we're going to get like a mid-20s salary or high-20s salary, I think Morris is the guy that gets thrown into that deal, because I think Rocco makes like 11. I think Batum's around the same. So I think if we're going to get Murray, I think you're going to see Morris gone. Maybe Springer's that young guard to give him. I don't know. Defensive 1-2 guard next to Trae Young off the bench. But no, my problem, the one thing with Tyus Jones is just his size, but if they plan to mix and match him with coming off the bench to take over for the point guard when Maxi's off, they can play together a little bit. 40% catch and shoot threes, 39 the last 3 seasons, reliable ball handler, a little small, but $14 million. I heard he wants to get paid this offseason. Brogdon, I'm seeing might go to the Knicks. They're trying to get him right now, so I don't even know how realistic that is at this point. But Murray, I just think would be a good fit. I think his salary still really reasonable for what he gives you. He's 6'5". He can switch. He's long. I don't think he's the defender that everyone thought he was turning into when he was like second team all defense back in 2019. I think he's regressed a little bit off that. He hasn't gotten better off that. But hey, I mean, he comes to a team with other good defenders and Joel manning the paint. So maybe he steps it up again on this team. Nurse is a great coach. We have a good coaching staff. So maybe he makes him a better defender again. But he's shooting 39% from 3 this year. I haven't looked at his catch and shoot, but 39% Murray, that's fantastic. He can play on ball, play a little off ball. He can take over the lead guard spot when Max is on the bench. Can play with him on either side. I think we're going after a guard. I think Murray fits that. And that's probably the 2 second round asking price was probably why Morey said, yeah, we're not trading for Murray right now. He said all the asking prices currently are all too high on everybody. You have to wait till closer to the deadline. So maybe they go to a 1 pick and a pick swap and then a young player. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you get closer to the deadline. If they want to move them, then they got all these teams bidding, then the prices is going down. So we'll see.
Apparently, Eric, they said yes to it's a rumor, and it got posted by prominent accounts, but them and the Lakers got near a deal for D'Angelo Russell and a first-round pick, but they don't want Russell. They said find another guy, find another team to take him. Yeah, so good luck with that. So yeah, I mean Russell and a first, who knows?
Yeah. I would like Brogdon on there. I know you said the Knicks are close to dealing for him. I would like Brogdon for the Boston kind of spot there. We do have to meet them in the playoffs to have a Boston guy to be kind of be good at. I mean, and dude, he played really good against us in that series. He was when some of their big guys weren't really producing during those games, he was stepping up for them.
He was hitting key shots.
Yeah. And Batum last night, 5 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds in 33 minutes, 2 of 4, 1 of 3 from downtown.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's solid. And yes, some Sixers fans, obviously, they want to bring Kyle Lowry, the Philly aspect, Eric. So you got Philly native, played for Nick Nurse, and also played under Morey in Houston. And one of the points here that Brian Toporek points out is Boston, Milwaukee, Denver, Clippers, Golden State, and Phoenix cannot sign him since they're already over the apron right now.
Yeah, the first, second apron.
Yep. And we are $2.76 million below the first apron. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Kyle is going to bring from Milton and Pat. Like, I mean, we're doing it because we feel like he's going to help us get better. But like, are those guys not going to play? Like, who's not going to play? Are you telling me they're going to play together? And you got Maxey. So what are we doing? Like, I don't agree with that move because I don't think that playing him with Maxey is any different than playing Pat Bev with Maxey.
You just don't see this moving the needle enough.
No, I don't think it's different. Whereas Dejounte Murray is 6'5".
Yeah.
Can score, can give you 20 points a game.
Yep.
It can guard multiple positions.
Yep.
Same with Malcolm Brogdon. Like, that's not the same. Like, you can play those guys with Maxey, and Maxey can guard the weaker guard.
Yep.
Like, he can't do that with Kyle Lowry. So you can't tell me it's, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that's the same.
Yeah.
So we get Kyle Lowry and we play Milwaukee in the second round, and Kyle and Maxey's in the game. Who's guarding Dame?
They're both pointing at each other.
I'm saying, so Maxey has to guard him.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we have him in there for then? If Maxey still has, if we're moving him off the ball to still guard Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with Pat Bev, he wouldn't have to guard Dame.
Yep.
With Dejounte Murray and Malcolm Brogdon, he wouldn't, and Tyus Jones, he wouldn't have had to guard Dame.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
and we have to be thinking.
Sometimes.
We have to be thinking about stuff like that for sure. Those I think should be our and our Embiid's window. That's playoff matchups and Embiid's window are I think, in my opinion, the two biggest criteria for anyone we bring on here.
Yeah. Lowry could be someone we look at if we are trading a guard in a trade for someone and then we needed to bring on somebody else. Like, let's say we were to do a trade and get rid of Melton in a trade to get Murray or something, and then you bring on Lowry as another piece. I don't know. And that definitely would be a short-term fix. That obviously is not answering any long-term window.
It's different if you're moving Melton. That's what I'm saying. We didn't say that. We said bringing him in with Melton and Pat.
Yeah.
I think the plan is to keep most of our talent that we want to re-sign in-house so we can just go over the cap next season and just re-sign everybody we want.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how this thing goes as we get closer to the trade deadline. It's going to be very interesting the next few weeks.